I'm Mod RC with a video on my Gen 7 Redcat. So this is the first vehicle I bought, probably since about '92. So I didn't have anything to start with, so this worked out good for me. I like the looks of it. It was like right price, and it came with everything I needed: battery, charger, transmitter, vehicle, obviously everything. So out of the box, factory, these have terrible steering radius. So the first thing I did, bought a longer servo arm. And it's hard to see, but I bought brass extensions. I don't remember which length these are because I bought like 3 different sets. And I just kind of tried combinations, did what gives me the most steering without putting too much extra wear and tear on the axles. And then I do have aluminum, the high-rise steering knuckles. I didn't realize this had plastic high-rise knuckles on it already. If I would have known that, I would have just left the plastic ones on, but I bought the aluminum ones, so I figured I'll just switch them out since I already had them. And then the new servo. I want to get a little bit, hopefully get something a little bit more power, and this does have a little bit more power than the factory one, but it wasn't a huge difference. And again, this was about 30 bucks. And then I did have to notch the body to get more steering out of it. And then I also pulled the bumpers in, raised them up a little bit, had to notch the body to get it to tilt. The front bumper was probably the biggest improvement, more so than the rear. It came in probably 1/8 inch or so, and it came up probably close to 3/4 of an inch. So now the bottom of the bumper is in line with the steel frame. So I did have to notch the body in the front here to accommodate that. So I need notches on both sides here. Took some away from underneath there, some underneath the light detail, and then some of the body on the side here also. Alright, so I do have light bars on it also. This is a Proline light bar, 4.5 inch I believe it is. It's a direct replacement. It's a curved light bar. And I have, I believe this is a 2 or 2.5 inch Proline light bar on the front here. So I put that on the front. I wasn't initially going to do that, but the roof rack light bar creates a shadow, like the first probably 10 or 12 inches. So I put the smaller one on the bumper to illuminate right in front of the vehicle and get rid of that shadow. Alright, I also bought Proline dual stage foams and then the Hyrax G8 compound tires, and then I mounted them on, I believe these are axial plastic wheels that are beadlock. I use those because they're inexpensive. The only thing I had to do modification wise is just drill out the center here just so it slides over the Redcat axle. So these made a huge difference. So I wanted to kind of try things out or try a comparison, so I bought another set of dual stage foams for the factory wheels and tires and put those on. However, when I was able to take it out and test it, it was like in the middle of winter, so it was cold and it was a little wet on the rocks that I'm using, so it was hard to get a fair comparison. So I'm going to take it back out in the summer here and see how they do compared to one another. My guess is, at least comparing these two tires, it's probably not going to be much of a difference with the tires and foam setup. I'm guessing the foams are going to be probably what makes the biggest difference. Again, that's just comparing these two specific tires to one another as far as the compound and the tread design. But yeah, I think the foams are going to be the major, create the major difference as opposed to just the tire itself. But I'm still guessing these are probably going to be a little better. But it's a lot more expensive too, buying the tires, especially if you only get a small amount of improvement. Alright, so underneath, it's kind of a mess with all the wiring. I use a lot of the wire ties just to make it easier in case something gets snagged or I need to move something. I can just do it right away. I don't have to carry a pair of cutters or zip ties and go through all that hassle. Modification wise, I have a steel spur gear, a 7-channel receiver from FlySky. I do have the Redcat Racing steel transmission gears. There's nothing wrong with my plastic ones, but I bought these steel ones. I figured I might as well just put them in. I didn't mention it, it's the factory shocks. I did go down to a 20 weight oil. I think they work a lot better now. And then I'm running a brushless system. This is the Hobbywing Fusion SE. And this is the 1200 kV version. They make an 1800, and then I think they make maybe a Quick Run Pro, I think they call it, which is like 2300 kV. So I went with this one mainly because I saw a video on YouTube where a channel does a comparison between the 1200 and 1800 on the exact same vehicle, and they get a little more speed out of the 1800, but you get better low speed crawling performance with the 1200. So and it'll crawl along like the speed of a worm. It's pretty amazing how slow it can go. The 1800 just wasn't able to go quite as slow, but again, you get a little more top end out of it. So I guess it just depends what you want. Alright, so that is everything I've done to this so far. Again, I want to get out when the weather gets nicer and just do a better comparison between these factory wheels and tires with the Proline dual stage foams and then the Hyrax G8 compound tires with the Proline dual stage foams. And then eventually going to try it out with 2S and then try that out in the Camaro also. Getting ready to do another speed test with that. Alright, that's everything for now.